Hi YouTube, welcome to the Emporium Outdoors. My name is Michael, and today we're going to take a look at a couple of my favourite axes. So this is the Wetterling's Bushman's axe. Unfortunately it's not available for purchase anymore, but this is probably one of the best all-round axes that I've ever used or come across. So it's a real shame that they don't make them anymore. I wanted to get something very close to it because I do like this style. And I wanted to buy something very similar to it. I wanted to pick up something with the same sort of design but maybe a little bit smaller for backpacking. Personally, I tend to only use axes for splitting wood and maybe the odd woodworking task. I prefer to leave all the cutting jobs to a quality saw. Your preferences may differ. So the other main axe that I use is this Halterford's splitting axe. This is actually quite useful. It's not a general purpose axe, it's really just for splitting and it doesn't really do much else apart from that. You can obviously make it do whatever you wish, but its primary focus is on splitting wood, and it's been a very good axe. So on a recent trip to Cabela's, I actually saw this in a display cabinet, and I looked at the head and thought, that looks kind of like the Bushman's axe. So I went ahead and picked it up. So this is my first impressions of the Freyr axe. As you can see, it's a much smaller axe, but it does have that full kind of beard on the end, which is useful. It's really good for choking up. The handle's long enough to be used with two hands or a single hand, and it's a very comfortable shape. Upon inspection, I found that the axe wasn't overly sharp. It took a little bit of work to actually get it to a place that it would cut effectively. So you can actually use it for woodworking tasks. So the handle didn't come with a lanyard hole, and I did go ahead and actually put that on. And for the axe mast, there was just like a rubber cover, which is, it'll work for now. I'll probably go ahead and actually make one of those. So the axe head was held in pretty securely with two circular wedges, and I didn't see any movement in the head at all. But what I did like about this axe was it's pretty lightweight, it feels nice, and I can also use it two-handed or one-handed. I'm not really a big fan of hatchets. I always prefer to use two hands with an axe. I find it's more controllable and there's less chance of me making a mistake. That's what I picked up at Cabela's recently. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how it actually does in the field. So we're going to give the Freyr a quick test with these small logs. They are pretty wet, I can feel, but we'll see whether it's a splitter or not. It's not really shaped like a splitter, it's more like a cutting axe, but we'll see. The reason I went for this as more of a backpacking type of axe is it's very light, which again doesn't lend itself to being much of a chopper, but we're only doing small stuff, and it also has a very large surface area to get through and not a lot of spread, so we'll see. It's big enough as well to use with two hands, so we'll see. It's a little high. Actually that worked out okay. Well, that's surprising. This one is very wet. Wow. Okay. Not very good one-handed. I gotta say, I'm a bit surprised. So these little axes are great for wood stoves that I use in my hot tent camping. I tend to cut the wood between 12 and 16 inches, so it does make it a bit easier to split. Well, I never. Okay, the head's become a little bit loose. A lot of the time these axes dry out in the stores, so the heads they shrink over time. So it probably just needs, I can drive in these two round wedges, or I can just soak it in some oil. See if that'll bring it back up. But I did not expect that. It's too light to do that. That was right in a knot. Alright, well, it's got me a couple of hours worth of wood already, so can't complain about that. It's nice to see Cabela's carry more selection in their axe range by including the CRKT and the Halterfords, to mention a few brands. Let me know in the comments if you own this axe and what you think of it. And until next time, take care. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, leave me a comment, maybe a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.